मां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते कृष्ण बलराम स्वामी नाम निश्चल प्रभुपाद शिष्येषु केवलं व्रजवासिनं वारवाहं सावधंसं हंसं द्वन्द्वान्तकं नमः. Jai Shri Radhe. We are recording from Sri Vrindavan Dham. Temperature is 6 degrees centigrade and there is cold breeze. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7, shloka number 11. The shloka goes like this. बलं बलवतां चाहं कामराग विवर्जितं धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मिन् भरतर्षभा. Translation. O best of the Bharata dynasty, I am the strength of those strong ones who are free from craving and wrath, and I am that sexual instinct which is not contrary to the scriptures. Purport. If the material activities of the living entities are not fulfilled, their hankering increases. When such desires increase, lust is aroused. When the objects to satisfy lust are supplied, lust increases even further. Therefore, lust is very difficult to control. When lusty desires are not satisfied, as they never are, one feels pressured. When lust is a little relieved, the mind may feel a little relaxed, but not satisfied, because lust has also increased. To free oneself from such hallucination and become permanently content, one must surpass ignorance and passion by taking to Krishna consciousness. The power to control lust and to tolerate the urges of the senses happens due to Lord Krishna's mercy. The word cha used in this text signifies that the inclination to engage in spiritual life happens due to Lord Krishna's blessing, and the desire to get out of this world also comes from Lord Krishna. If procreation does not contradict various scriptures, that kind of sexual instinct is accepted because it is used to produce Krishna conscious children. According to Vedic principles, this kind of sexual desire is a representation of Lord Krishna, but not that sexual desire which is contrary to Vedic principles. In contrast to this, the worldly minded people who are engaged in unrestricted lusty affairs therefore remain devoid of Lord Krishna's mercy. So, previous shloka, Krishna told that the strength for reproduction, the potency, is he, and now here Krishna is telling about the strength among the strongest living entities, and also Krishna is speaking about copulation. So that copulation which is as per the scriptures, wherein a man and a woman, they get married and then they unite to produce Krishna conscious children who bring peace and harmony in the society, because they, from the beginning of their life, they are well trained and they know what is the purpose of life. So such people are always wanted to upkeep peace in the society. But contrary to that, we see, because of the effect of Kali Purusha, this is Kali Yuga, we see that there are a lot of children who are born, and they are born out of lust between a man and a woman. They don't care about who God is, they don't know what is the purpose of life, and they only unite to satisfy their sensual pleasures. And as a result of that, the children who are born, they are called Varna Shankarana, who actually are creating havoc in this material world, because they don't know, because their parents themselves don't know what is the purpose of life, what is right and what is wrong. Neither are they able to train their children properly. They may desire in the heart. I have seen in India a lot of parents say that our children should be cultured, but then they only have the desire, but they are not able to work on it. So here Krishna has clarified it. So it's all because of these children who are born out of lust. So, and lust cannot be controlled, because as Krishna told here, only if we take to Krishna consciousness we can overcome lust, or else we'll be caught up in the cycle of hankering. So the little bit of lusty desires are satisfied, it's not satisfied, it is like little bit of relief is given, again more hankering arises. So all this we can learn. There are much more things to learn in Bhagavad Gita. All glories to Shri Krishna Balram Swami Ji. Jai Shri Radhe.